Now, speaking of legends, you don't get much more legendary than the Chevrolet Corvette. And recently, the Corvette Car Club of New Zealand had a track day at the Taupo Motorsport Park, and there was one particular example that really caught our eye.
It's a 69 Corvette. I've owned it since 1986. 427 triple hollies. It's one of 2,700 made in 69. It's all original, solid lifter cam, M21 4-speed. This one's got no power options apart from the engine. It's got no power brakes, no power windows, no power steer. Pretty much Armstrong everything. I've got some brake ducts to try and stop the brakes overheating because they don't have any brakes. Just always liked the shape of a Corvette. Pretty much good for nothing other than driving. You can't go grocery shopping in them. So this car's worth a lot of money in America, probably more than it is here, really. So no, as I said, I shouldn't be doing this with it, really.
Yeah.
Four-wheel disc brakes from 65 on, yeah. And pretty much ahead of their time, for what they are. Yeah. This one turned to a vintage this year, 40-year-old. So now I can go out the Model Ts.
Stunning car, and Colin, don't talk such rubbish saying you shouldn't be out there doing this with it. This is what it was made for. And I never thought I'd hear myself saying this, but I really love that gold. Now, while not so sure about the colour of the steering wheel, everything else about Tony Gordon's Corvette is pure big balls. This thing is mental, and next week we'll bring you a full feature. New issue out Monday, and the cover car is strictly business, 51 Business Coupe. You've seen it on the show, it's Graham Metcalf's Yeah Nova. The more observant of you would have noticed that I like early Camaros, and this 69 SS convertible will make you melt. And for that reason, it's our Maguire's feature car.
It's a 1969 Camaro convertible. It's a genuine SS 4-speed car. Was a small block when we first brought it into the country, but threw that away and put a big block in it. It's a first generation car. They made 67, 68, 69. 69 was a unique shape because they changed after 68. Then in 70 they went to second generation. So they really only made this shape in 1 year. Yeah, well, I've had a couple of Dodge Challengers before, and they're very nice cars, lovely cars, but expensive to work on. Parts are really expensive. You'll spend twice as much doing up a Mopar than you will doing a Chevy. With the Camaros, you can pull the headers off, and say in a big block car, you can pull the headers off in under an hour. You try and do that on a big block Mustang and you're there for a couple of days. You can get a lot of horsepower out of a little small block, but they're not as torquey. And in a street car, you know, like I like to just leave them in top gear and just put your foot down and you can pull away. It's more of a cruiser, eh? It's not really like I dare say it would drop a good skid if you wanted it to, but we're actually running a 461 cube motor in it. It's a 454 that's been bored out to 461 cubes. Twin 4-barrel Edelbrock carburetors on it. A little bit of a lumpy cam in it. It's built for reliability. Yeah. You know, this car should be good. You get 100,000 miles out of this car. Probably around about 450 horsepower, and the torque should probably be up there as well. You know, everybody loves an old American muscle car. This one here, this is a 67 RS SS. It's a genuine 350 horse 400, so I've once again tried to turn it more back to a standard looking Camaro. I like everything to look how it came out of the factory. It is a race car. It's a Camaro, first generation Camaro, 67 RS SS. I bought it, it was a race car when I bought it. It's got a small block Chevy in it. It's 540 horse, airflow research heads, and it's got H-beam rods, and it gets along really well.
And let's finish with a big block Mustang doing what it was designed to do, being driven and providing hours of fun to its owners.
Well, she's a 1968 coupe, and come out with a 302 in it. We decided to put a 460 in it, and it goes pretty well. We put a C6 and a 9-inch diff. Not really for drag racing, but like today we're getting no traction, but we're having a hell of a lot of fun. My wife's told me that I'm stupid, and get it out of my system, so she let me come bring it up here, so we brought the family up and we're just having a bloody good day. We've had it for probably about 8 years now, and been all over the country in it, and we use it every weekend. It's a true road car, as you can probably see, with all the stone chips and bits and pieces and a bit of rust coming through, but we just absolutely love it. And yeah, we just cruise everywhere and we don't worry too much about the price of petrol, so she's pretty wicked, really. When I was young, 64, 65 Mustangs come out and like you just dreamed about getting one, and now we've actually got 2, so we're very, very lucky. Oh, it's just a style, mate. You know, just a wicked looking car. We've actually purposely kept it like that, with the 460 and C6 in it. We've kept it so we can actually put it back to standard if we want to, and that's why we haven't touched the shock towers or even tubbed it or anything like that. And you know, we've just kept it like that. And I think it's quite important to keep these old cars like they are, and just enjoy them. I mean, you got to drive them. You can't, you know, use the aids of all the modern vehicles. You know, so it's pretty cool. It's a 460, bored out, 60 over. It's got roller rockers, Edelbrock heads, huge big valves in it, decent valve springs, funny little cam in it, got a girdle on the bottom end.
Your best time today? What have you been doing?
It's about 13 and a half, and that's probably about as good as it'll get, I think. If we had some decent tyres and a different diff, we'd get down a couple of numbers, but just complete lack of traction right through the strip, so we've got to sort of feather it off and then nail it, and then it spins and change gear and spins, but it's all good fun. Love it.
And that is the point, getting out there and having fun in your old classic muscle. Now left a bit, right a bit. Yep, no, yeah, there's good. And all this fun on NZV8TV has been brought to you by Smith's Group, suppliers of leading automotive brands, and NAC Insurance. Not quite standard? Well, neither are they. Check them out on nac.co.nz. Now remember, at the top of the show we asked you how many Bathurst Enduros have been won by a non-V8? Well, the answer is I don't care. One is one too many. But actually, if you do know the answer, email us at v8.co.nz.